All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth and sincerity and with charity. I'm the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming to do another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, Lord willing, and be edifying. And this lesson is going to be centered around Esau, his weather modification. All right, and what's going down in Florida at the moment, and we know a hurricane had hit North Carolina and just made a lot of destruction. All right, and this one is supposed to do the same. All right, in Tampa, and we got brothers out there, so keep those brothers in prayer. But we know Esau has been modifying the weather for a while now, and this is a video from the channel is really graceful. She does a lot of good videos. Okay, and the title of this video is "They Wouldn't, Would They?" Right, and she's going in on the recent hurricanes, the one Milton, Helene. All right, and she goes all the way back to where they first started doing it. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit of it. It's 10 minutes long. I'm not gonna play everything, just bits and pieces. All right, so here I'm gonna go ahead and start playing.
Collectively as geoengineering.
They're on purpose. That's right.
Limit, and we are nearing it.
They were talking about climate change yesterday, and now we're learning that scientists and researchers are looking at how to change the weather on purpose. That's right.
2015.
Lasers now could one day manipulate rain and lightning.
That video
Another
from
example is the array
2015.
of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. On the geopolitical side, the technology's potential to alter weather patterns and benefit certain regions of the world at the expense of other regions could trigger sharp opposition by some nations.
Yet the
Right, so that's gonna be what they say is the new pandemic, is climate change. All right, and this is why they need to do the things that they do, and this is why we have to stop killing animals because of the carbon emissions, and we need to go from eating meat to fake meat and start eating insects and all these things. It's just for their control, right? That's one of the last things that they have yet control over, and that's the farmers, the people that because they have, when you have a farm, you pretty much have everything, right? You pretty much have everything, and that's Esau needs to have everything, and that's one of the group of peoples that they don't have fully control over, right? So they're coming for the farmers, and they want total control, and we know where that ultimately leads at the end of the day, and that is the MOTB. Okay, so continuing on.
The general public has no idea the extent of weather modification that takes place not only by the United States government, but governments worldwide. Let us first define weather modification, which is, on a basic level, the act of intentionally manipulating or altering the weather. Historically, the most common form of weather modification has been cloud seeding, which can serve the purpose of increasing the water supply and presents in the form of rain or snow. On the flip side, a goal of weather modification could be prevention instead of production, preventing hurricanes or storms from happening. And you just wouldn't believe how long folks have been trying to influence the weather. That being said, we're going to fast forward past the rain dances and go straight to early instances documented in newspapers. In 1905, when San Diego was suffering from drought, the merchants of Los Angeles approached a professional rainmaker and offered him a $1,000 reward if he could make it rain 18 inches in 3 months in Southern California. The rainmaker took him up on the bet, and he concocted a secret
It's a little too fast, sorry.
mix of 23 chemicals in large evaporating tanks. And he built rain towers to bring on the downpour. Curiously enough, it rained when the rainmaker said it would, and in fact, he did such a good job that he caused flash floods, resulting in millions of dollars in damages. Around that time, folks who claimed they could influence weather were generally regarded as quacks, reserved mostly for circus sideshows. But somewhere along the way, someone identified weather modification as something more than entertainment, more than a good headline. Officially, cloud seeding as we know it was thought to have originated in 1946, when Vincent Schaefer was experimenting with dry ice and, quote, noticed that cloud condensation nuclei, the tiny particles around which water condensates, could be artificially produced to create rain and snow. Schaefer put his discovery to the test by seeding the clouds over the Berkshire Mountains in Massachusetts and successfully created precipitation. Eventually, it was discovered that weather could be used as a weapon against the enemy. And here we arrive at Operation Popeye. Operation Popeye was a highly classified weather modification program that took place between 1967 and 1972. It involved a cloud seeding operation during the Vietnam War with the goal of extending Vietnam's monsoon season. Basically, through cloud seeding, Operation Popeye induced and prolonged the rainy season. Pilots would fly over Vietnam towards an active storm cell toting a canister of silver or lead iodide, which were, at the time, considered the two primary sources of water condensation nuclei. Or, to simply put it, the two chemicals you needed to cloud seed and make it rain. Once they were in or near the storm cell, the plane crew would ignite these canisters of chemicals and release them into the storm. And once a super scientific KitchenAid mixer action happened, these chemicals would prolong the storm when they mixed with the already present precipitation up in the clouds. What's weird is this practice was completely kept secret from the public. The Nixon administration denied Operation Popeye and lied to Congress, but somehow journalists...
With Operation Popeye, the U.S. government made weather an instrument of war. And Operation Popeye was a military cloud seeding project carried out with the U.S. Air Force during the Vietnam War in 1967 to 1972. The highly classified program attempted to extend the monsoon season over specific areas of the Ho Chi Minh Trail to disrupt North Vietnamese military supplies by softening road surfaces and causing landslides. Alright, so they've been doing this for a while, and imagine the type of stuff that they have now compared to 1967. This was in 1967. We're in 2024. Imagine how much they, upgraded their weather modification equipment. Okay, let's go back to the video.
got a hold of the details and published stories about rain being used as a weapon. Maybe that was back when mainstream journalism was actually a respectable career path. Either way, Operation Popeye was highly classified. Even though taxpayer money was thrown at these efforts to the tune of $3.6 million a year, which would amount to over $20 million a year in today's money. And even though Operation Popeye has since been declassified, its success as a weapon of war has been downplayed, with its effectiveness being dubbed unverifiable. For something whose effectiveness was dubbed unverifiable, there certainly was a lot of fallout for using weather warfare for hostile purposes. In 1978, a new treaty went into effect under the Environmental Modification Convention. prohibiting the military or other hostile use of environmental modification techniques as they were found to have widespread, long-lasting, or severe effects. Basically, this convention banned weather warfare like what we saw in Vietnam, but it didn't ban the actual practice of playing God and manipulating the weather for other purposes. In fact, right now, as you're watching this, someone somewhere is probably seeding a cloud. But the practice of geoengineering has fallen under heavy criticism in recent years, with the argument being that it's not really about helping the environment, it's about control. Control of people and control of money, because if you control the weather, guess what? You control the food supply. If you can create flood or drought, you can create feast or famine. If this technology falls into the wrong hands, do you think the goal could be having everyone begging and groveling on their knees for relief from the very individuals who created the problem in the first place? Furthermore, there's growing concern over the chemicals being sprayed into the clouds and their long-lasting effects on the human body, animals, and the earth, as those chemicals get absorbed into the ground, our drinking water, and our skin. Finally, what are the ramifications for playing God? What happens when you mess with nature in this way? How does this practice affect our overall climate, and does it destabilize our weather systems?
Alright, bring a couple precepts out. Let's get it. Psalms 82 and verse 5, it says, "They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course." Right? And why are the foundations of the earth out of course? Because the wicked is in rulership of the earth at the moment. Alright, the wicked being Esau, Edom, and by the way he's governing the whole earth, look at the fruits of it. Why? Because he is the wicked. Alright, what you just heard in the video about the weather modification, the chemicals they're spraying in the air, and what it's doing to us, our drinking water, the earth, and the animals. This is why there's so much sickness, alright, infirmities, illnesses, right? This is why everybody got fucked up health, man. Right? And especially here in America, because here in America, all the chemtrails that they're spraying, are all the genetically modified foods that they're putting on the shelves. That's the American lifestyle now. Okay? And then let's get 2 Thessalonians. Right, you already know. 2 Thessalonians 2. And verse 3, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Right? So the end will not come unless there come a falling away first, or when you go into deeper into that word falling away, it goes into apostasy, which means to depart from your your first faith, and then depart from that, and then follow another doctrine. That's what Israel did. They departed from the Lord and followed the customs of other nations. Thus was our fall, right? So now that we fall in, now that we're coming back to the knowledge and understanding of who we are, means that the Son of Man, man of sin, be revealed, right? The son of perdition, or the son of destruction. Who is this son of destruction, son of perdition? Who opposes and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Right? And what did they do? They destroyed all the images of us when we were in rulership, set themselves up and painted themselves as the gods, the angels, the saints. All right, they put their likeness of their images up. It says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. So the Lord is letting this devil, right, mount up his sins, mount up his iniquities, until they be fulfilled. And then will he come and take him out of the way. All right? So go ahead, keep doing all your wickedness. All right, all your evil works. It's only gonna mount up to come back right at you. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. That's the prophets, right? It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, right? He's going to use a lot of deception. All right. And deceive a lot of people into taking that MOTB. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. All right. So 2/3 of our people are blinded. All right. Let's go back to this video.
And when climate change is such a hot topic, why does the government's use of weather manipulation never seem to make it into the conversation? Instead, the goals of Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030 are implemented across the populace to fight climate change. And these solutions have somehow manifested.
Right. They say climate change is the problem, but yet they have the technology to help. Like, say you need rain in a certain area. Well, now you have the technology to do that. Right?
As population control, living in pods, eating bugs, elimination of private property, and everyone living in smart cities. But no, they never seem to mention how much the government and private corporations mess with the weather. Really, if you simmer down every argument that makes it to the mainstream that climate change pushers are begging for, it boils down to one thing. They're begging for more government intervention. I mean, how much power does your government actually need over you? And can they use weather to punish you if you don't obey? I suppose in a hypothetical nightmare hellscape, they could send a hurricane your way if your particular state or territory falls out of line. But the thing is, very few around you would believe the government was capable of such a thing, that they'd actually have the technology or incentive. What's strange is to know all of this and then watch the news do a piece on clouds.
Right, and then there's videos going out about where Hurricane Helene hit in North Carolina, about the lands, how how it was bought lands and rich in certain resources, quartz, lithium, and something about the people not wanting, I forgot what it was, but the people there didn't want something about the factories, or I don't know, I forgot. But then all of a sudden, the hurricane hit, right? And now supposedly here where the hurricane is supposed to hit in Florida is something about the land as well, and supposedly gonna turn it into one of those smart cities. All right, but we'll see how everything plays out in the days to come. All right, let me see, let me bring out Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, right? So this devil is going to come with everything he got, with great wrath, right? Because he knows that his time is short, right? So it's going to get a whole lot ugly before it gets better. All right. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, man. Because it's going to go all down from here. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Lord willing, this video was edifying. As always, all honor, glory, and praises goes to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.